What's up, my people? In this video, I'm going to show you how to properly gear up a fighter. I've been going into way too many lobbies, killing a bunch of people, and inspecting them before the runs, and I've noticed time and time again that there's some big mistakes being made in the gear section. So I'm going to go over the type of gear you're looking for, the stats that you're after, and some general pricing guidelines. But without further ado, let's rock and roll, baby. When we're looking at fighter gear, we're looking at two important characteristics. One being the armor rating, and two being the enchantment that's on the armor. You can see from this physical damage reduction chart just how impactful armor rating is. It doesn't suffer big time from diminishing returns, so as you keep on stacking armor rating, you're going to continue to reduce damage at a steady clip. So because of this, we're going to be looking for plate armor. Not only is it the highest armor rating, but it also has the biggest projectile damage reduction. The next thing we want to look at are the enchantment stats. So I've put this in order of what I think are the most important enchants. However, depending on your exact build, this could vary a little bit, but any combination of these will certainly get you in the right direction. Now, the amount of actual stat being added by each of these enchants is what's really going to drive the value. You'll see I've put 3 numbers next to each enchant. The first number represents the lowest value, which is going to get you the lowest price. The middle number is simply the middle stat and the average price. And then finally, that last number is going to be the maximum values you can get, which is also going to come with the highest price. Now, the great thing about this is that you can pick up those lower to mid-tier items for so cheap. Honestly, you could gear out an entire fighter with a bunch of greens, maybe even a couple blues, and spend 50 gold or less per item. So now I'm going to demonstrate that. I'm going to take off all my gear and go buy an entire another set, and you'll see every purchase, and I'll tell you how long it takes me. Alright, here we are, butt-ass naked, birthday suit. I went ahead and put all my gear in my stash. Some of it's stuck in my inventory because I have no goddamn room at all. But I'm going to go ahead and get this dude geared up and do it for as cheap as I can. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is use the filter, set it to plate. That way there's not so much stuff flying by on the screen. This makes it much more manageable, and it's specifically just showing me plate armor. I could go into the second drop down and actually individually pick everything I want, since I am looking for crossbows and longswords as well, but I'm going to start just looking for some plate armor, and you'll see me add that in a little bit. Alright, the first item I'm able to pick up is this helmet here. It's got 2 additional physical damage, so it fits the bill. It also has a solid armor rating, being that it's blue, so even at 100 gold, it's about the right price, but I would love to pay a little bit less, but still happy to knock that out. This next one was a super fast trade. We get a pair of plate boots, 60 gold plus 4 physical power, and of course it has 1 strength. These are really sweet, especially for 60. Next pickup's going to be this longsword. I'm going to get it for 50 gold, so even though I really do prioritize getting a blue or even a purple when it comes to the weapon, I'm happy to pick this one up. It's got plus 5 physical power, it's a base 40, it's going to do just fine with this set. Next up, we score a pretty good Fine Cuirass. A blue, it's got a really high armor rating. The Fine Cuirass actually has the highest, so we're super stoked to pick that guy up for only 70. That's a super killer deal. I mean, a blue for under 100 is already good, and it does have physical power. Next, we snatch a blue crossbow for only 50 gold. I don't really care about the stats that much when it comes to my crossbow. I just want a high base value that's going to get further buffed by all the gear I have on, so I can hit some nice big banger shots on people. This gear set's starting to really come together. Here we get some blue plate pants with plus 2 strength, which is going to give us health and more physical power through that strength. Blue also has a higher armor rating, 60 gold. You can't go wrong. This is working out great. And for the last piece of plate armor, we're going to pick up some gloves with plus 3 weapon damage, that being the highest adjustment to our output, which is going to be great to pair up with that green longsword like I mentioned earlier. 100 gold is fine because of that weapon damage. Finally, I go take a peek in the utility section looking for rings and pendants. Ox pendant has base strength, so you're going to want to go that route. I ended up picking up one for just real cheap with 2 strength. Honestly, if I spent some more time, I could probably pick up something better, but at this point I'm ready to go get into some runs, and 2 more strength is just what the doctor ordered. You can see here we got 560 gold spent. There's all the items in one quick snapshot, and now we're going to get ready to rock and roll. Got the official damage check, 122 with the crossy and in the 90s with the longsword. Super strong numbers. I mean, you could absolutely wreck people, especially a lot of these guys that come in here with low gear. I should also mention, you don't have to drop 560 gold. Even with like half of this set, I would still be pretty freaking effective. I just managed to buy a bunch of stuff, but you could drop 250 gold and get some similar results. Way to judge damage is how many shots it takes to kill common enemies. 1 shot to one of these guys is a really good sign. Could have been a little bit cleaner, but you see the damage going out right there. I'm able to drop both these guys in pretty easily. I mean, they're not very geared or anything. They're in grays, but if you didn't have this kind of damage output, it would definitely take a few more hits, and maybe that rogue kills me. Maybe the barbarian gets in another attack. That poor son of a bitch. I mean, you'd probably kill most gray-geared barbarians with a headshot from a crossbow, but still a decent demonstration of how much damage we're putting out. Another one bites the dust. Just another absolute slay. It just takes 2 good hits, and these guys are loaded on treasure. This guy had not very much better than gray and white gear, but you're just destroying kids when you're geared like this. Well, there you have it. I couldn't ask for a better demonstration run following gearing up. I mean, that's exactly what you can do when you get some good synergy between your gear and you're adding a bunch of damage. All of a sudden you start 1- and 2-shotting guys. You start 1-shotting people with a crossbow. Maybe you peg somebody with a crossbow from super deep and they're like on their last legs. I mean, you cause so many problems when you've got decent gear. And then from there, you're now able to go on a win streak. You can win 10, 15, 20, 30 runs in a row. As you start making money and you accumulate a bunch of gold, start increasing your gear even further. And honestly, it's probably possible to never lose. That's going to do it for this video. Quick recap. We talked about how to gear a fighter. We're looking for plate gear because we want high armor rating. I gave a list of different enchants and sort of their costs associated with each. And then we went on a buying spree and picked up a bunch of gear and slapped a solo dungeon as a perfect example. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. I hope to do this for other classes. Thank you so much for your support. Big love, and I'll see you in the next one.